Sore ini kita akan sedikit menambah wawasan. Kita tahu bahwa sosial media itu sudah menjadi bagian dari hidup setiap orang yang ada di dunia. Apalagi kalau kita bicara awalnya kalau kita bicara mengenai sosial media, mungkin keperluannya posting ini, posting itu segala macam, tapi sebetulnya tahapan sosial media sekarang ini sudah berkembang sangat jauh, sampai-sampai digunakan untuk berpromosi, membantu menginformasikan secara umum, apalagi di saat pandemi seperti sekarang ini, sosial media sangat berguna untuk menginformasikan. Jadi topik yang akan dibawakan pada sore hari ini oleh Profesor David Beer dari University of York adalah mengenai social media management and its advantages. Nah, kalau kita berbicara mengenai University of York ini salah satu anggota dari Russell Group. Russell Group itu adalah sekelompok universitas yang sangat prestigious. Jadi mereka punya ranking, mereka punya reputasi, mereka punya research, semuanya masuk dalam kategori top universitas. Bidang studinya pun cukup bervariasi dan sangat-sangat menarik. Di kota yang tidak terlalu besar, kota York, aksesnya mudah, jalan ke sana ke sini semuanya dekat dengan kampus, dan cenderung biaya hidup yang jauh lebih murah. Nggak bedanya kalau kita tinggal di Jakarta dibandingkan tinggal di kota-kota lain di Indonesia yang kota kecil. Tentunya kita bisa menghemat lebih banyak lagi. Nah, kita dengarkan dan saya yakin semua teman-teman juga menunggu cerita, menunggu informasi mengenai scholarships yang akan diberikan oleh University of York. Ya, betul. Mereka punya banyak skema scholarship dan saya melihat juga peluangnya cukup besar untuk kita, walaupun tidak penuh ya, beasiswanya tidak penuh, melainkan potongannya itu sangat besar. Kalau satu orang dapat potongan 10.000 pound sterling aja udah dipotong 180 juta, hampir 200 juta kalau sekarang kalau kita hitung-hitung dengan kurs yang ada. Jadi potongan uang sekolah yang sangat signifikan, tinggal kita nanti sesuaikan mana yang paling cocok. Oke, tidak berlama-lama lagi, saya perkenalkan di sini ada Ibu Edwina Goh. Beliau adalah International Officer yang base-nya di Malaysia. And we also have Professor David Beer. I can see the picture there. So he is going to be the speaker for today's event. Edwina, please, you may proceed with the program.
Hi everyone, thanks for attending for this session. I'm going to share with you a little bit about the university, then I'll proceed, I'll pass this time over to Professor David, yeah? So I'm going to share my screen right now. Okay, well, basically I'm actually based, I'm from the University of York based in Malaysia. And the session for today is that we are going to have myself presenting to you overview about the universities. Then Professor David is going to share with you a little bit more about social media management. Then after that, we'll have our student ambassadors, Amanda, who is also an Indonesian, to share with you her study experience at the university, and Alfaf, if he's online, then he was going to share with you about his experience as a LPDP student at the University of York. Okay, to start off with my presentation, I'm not sure how many of you have heard about York. As you could see from the map that we are located less than 2 hours away to London, 20 minutes away to Leeds, and just over 1 hour to Manchester by train. And our location, if you can see from the map again, is very strategic and is accessible to many cities by train. Now, University of York is located 10 minutes away from the city of York, which is a very beautiful and historical city. And some of the York City's fun facts is that this city is actually a student-friendly city with a population of 200,000 people residing here. And this is a city with one of the fastest internet speeds. And we are also the first UK gigabyte city. According to the Sunday Times, York City has been voted to be one of the best places to live in the UK in 2018. Again, our city is being nominated in 2020. This city is also known as a city of festival because there's a diverse range of festivals all year round, such as Viking Festival, River Festival, Christmas, York Festival of Ideas, and Film Festival. And if you are lovers for drama, film, live music, comedy, and arts, York will not disappoint you. Okay, and also York has a long history of chocolate making. And do you know that Nestle and Terry's are actually both born here? And there are approximately 5 million of Kit Kats being produced at York every day. So this is really, really exciting. Before I proceed further, I'd like to show you a short video about our university.
These are no ordinary times, but through adversity, we shine. The extraordinary will rise. You have potential to fulfill, and time won't stand still. The world will go on. It's time to take the next step. Get ready to thrive. We can provide you with the keys to the future. The world needs bright minds like yours. And with our support, there is no end to what you can achieve. Believe. It's time to choose what you want to be, what you want to do. Your moment is now. It's time to choose. Choose to further your education through hard work and dedication. Choose to embrace opportunity. Be a part of a global community. Find all you need. Choose to succeed. Don't hold back. Be ahead of the pack. Choose to be inspired. Choose to do it all in a place admired around the world. Choose a place that's buzzing, that's vibrant and warm, that's friendly and thriving, unique and exciting, inviting to all. Choose a place that's diverse and quirky. Choose a place of academic integrity, of culture and history, an environment that's future shaping and history making. It's time to choose. So make your choice, a choice for more, because the choice is yours, and the choice is yours.
Okay, established in 1963, University of York is one of the top 24 Russell Group universities in the UK. And we are ranked 133rd in the Times Higher Education World Universities rankings. And for our Faculty of Arts and Humanities, we are world top 45. For our Faculty of Social Sciences, we are world top 100. And for our Life Sciences faculty, we are world top 175. And we are also top 16 in the UK. Now, for those of you who are interested for research programs like Master of Research or PhD program, we are actually ranked top 10 out of 155 universities for research impact in the UK. University of York is also very proud to say that we are top 1 for the academic support, and 94% of our graduates are in employment or further study 6 months after graduation. At the moment, our university has 18,930 students from over 150 countries, and throughout the years, about 120,000 alumni in more than 180 countries around the world. Now, this is an extremely valuable global community network that continues to benefit our graduates and alumni in their professional development and career progression. At York, we will work hard to continuously to provide the best learning and living environment for our students with the investment of £500 million to build new accommodation and state-of-art teaching and research facilities. And as for the QS World Ranking by Subject 2020, we have 9 subjects in the World Top 100, and out of that, 3 of that are in World Top 30. So the first one is Social Policy and Administration. It's really prestigious. We are world ranked top 10. That's why we have quite a lot of LPDP students who are studying with us for all the related to social policies administration programs. And we also have archaeology programs, which is top 18, English language and literature, which is top 22. The rest of the top 100 subjects are such as history, linguistics, psychology, sociology, development, and development studies. And these are some of the subject rankings that we appear to be top 10 in the UK, like biosciences, chemistry, English, film and television production, physics, psychology, social policy, and social work. And of course, if you are interested in history of art, we are also ranked top 10 as well. And we are proud to say that we are rated gold in the Teaching Excellence Framework. What it actually means is that the university have actually achieved the highest status in teaching qualities, learning environments, educational and professional outcome achieved by our students. At York, we offer a wide range of subject choices. We have 3 main faculties, and each faculty have different departments that offer different programs. For example, we have Arts and Humanities, and these are all the departments packed under Arts and Humanities that offer a variety of programs. Like, for example, English and related literature, language and linguistics, music, philosophy, theater, film, television, and interactive media. As for social sciences, these are all the departments that's actually packed under social sciences departments, including management as well as sociology. And for sciences is one of our biggest faculty in the university because we have 13 departments packed under science faculty of sciences. So we have like biochemistry, biology, biomedical sciences, chemistry, health sciences, medicine, natural sciences, psychology, computer science, electronic engineering, environment and geography, maths and physics. So in terms of career, University of York aims to produce high quality students and prepare our students to be career ready since year 1 of their studies. So we offer many different career related programs and trainings to help our students to better prepare themselves. And that's why University of York is one of the top 25 universities targeted by the largest number of leading employers in the UK. As you could see over here that a lot of our students have actually worked in the multinational companies, and these are all the international brand that you could recognize. And we have students who either work full-time, and they are also have current students who are doing having opportunities to do placement at the university, at the companies itself, sorry. So every year, University of York will organize a big scale of career fairs on campus for our students to find out more details about the employment and internship opportunities. We also have links to employers all over the world. York Future basically is a unique program, a career-related program that focuses on enhancing students' organizational skill sets, leadership qualities, internships, and career-related training from first year onwards. And on top of, under the York's Future, we also have York Strengths program. And this is a customized program to help our students to identify their organizational skill sets, support them for personal development, building confidence, and also help our students to identify what are the career options available for them. besides of what are the programs that are uniquely designed for our students, we are also having workshops for students who are keen to develop their entrepreneurial skills. Now at York, we appreciate outstanding high achiever students by awarding scholarships in the form of tuition fee waivers. So for both undergraduate and postgraduate taught students, yeah. So we have 3 different scholarships available at the moment. The first one is called the Be Exceptional Scholarship. This ranges between £2,500 to £7,500. And we also collaborate with British Council to offer one scholarship for, it's called the Great Scholarship for a postgraduate taught student. And this award is actually £10,000. And we also have Vice Chancellor scholarships. We have like 2 categories. One is for the postgraduate taught students, and then the other one is for the undergraduate students. So basically for the postgraduate taught students, we award for £10,000 maximum. For undergraduate students, we actually award them with a maximum of £20,000. If you want to know more information about the scholarships and what we offer even for the postgraduate, like PhD students, you could actually go to our website to find out more information. So how do you join York if you're interested to apply? Okay, say, for example, if you're high school students and you have graduated this year, and if you're intending to come to the university for September 21 onwards, you could actually apply through UCAS. And if you're a postgraduate applicant, you could actually go to our website to lodge an application, and we do not charge you any application fee. Now, alternatively, I would recommend you to apply through IBAC as well, as they actually offer free consultation services and have been working very closely with York. So basically, they know what we require, and they will they will give you proper advice. As for the entry requirement for undergraduate students, A-levels and IB are the common entry requirements, but it doesn't stop us from accepting other qualifications as well. Now, you could actually check with IBAC or myself, to find out other qualifications if you have other qualifications, and if you are interested to join us for the degree program. As for the postgraduate, most of our programs will require UK second-class upper equivalent. If you are studying at a local universities, then you will have an IPECA. So the IPECA equivalent to IPECA 3.0 and above. Like for example, social media management program, it's you need to have IPECA 3.0 and above. As for the UK, for the rest of the programs, we actually require students to have second-class lower equivalent, which is equivalent to IPECA of 2.8 and above. Now, as for English requirements, IELTS being the common one, it depends on the programs that you're applying for. It ranges between 6.0 to 7.5. Now, for social media management program, overall band you require 6.5, and individual band not less than 6.0. And of course, we also accept other languages, language tests as well, like Duolingo, TOEFL, Home Edition, PTE. I'll recommend you to check with myself or IBAC, or also check on our course page in terms of the English requirement. Okay, that wraps up my brief summary about the University of York, and I'll pass this time over to Prof. David to share with you a little bit more about social media and management. Prof?
Hello, thanks very much for the invite to speak to you today, and thanks very much to all of you for attending. I'm just going to share my screen just so that I've got some slides to show you. Hang on one second. Okay. So just to explain, my role within the university, I'm a professor of sociology, but I'm also the head of program for the social media programs that we run at the university. We've got the social media and management program that I'm going to talk to you about today, which is a Master of Science program, MSc. We also have a program in social media and interactive technologies, and a program in social media and social research. So if you're interested in any of those, then I would be the person to contact. My website's on the screen at the moment. You can get my contact details through that if you wanted to do so. And you've got our colleagues there, as Edwin's just described, for any support or advice that you want if you want to apply to the program. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to talk you through a few key things. In the talk, I'm going to go through some of the major challenges that we face in understanding social media, and then I'm going to talk about the program a little bit more and how the program responds to some of those key challenges that we face. So let me just start with a little bit of background about the study and research of social media at the University of York. This is something that we've developed as a specialism at the university. We started researching social media in around about 2006. It wasn't called social media then, it was called things like Web 2.0 or social networking sites. But it's the stuff that's now become social media that we began studying then. And that was around the time that some of the big social media platforms that you might be familiar with were starting to establish themselves in people's everyday lives. So we've been really, I think, at the cutting edge of the research on social media now for around about 14 or 15 years. And that's meant that we've also had this well-established master's program, which has been running for around about a decade now on social media and management, and trying to get to grips with the relationship between developments in social media and also transformations in working environments, in organizations, and in the management of those things. I'll explain that a little bit more in a moment. So we've built up at the university a really exciting group of people working across social media and across management, and we've been engaging with lots of new developments. We're constantly trying to rework the program, rework the masters in response to a changing social media environment. So trying to think about how we can respond to the changes in social media that we're seeing. So come and study with us, I think, I would understand it really as being an opportunity to study what is a really important area, a really important set of developments in a growing field, and that will give you very strong career prospects. Social media represents the most important set of developments globally, I think. So understanding that puts you in a very good position in terms of your future and your future career. So I'm just going to pause for a moment just for us to think about the transformations that we're seeing and the transformations that social media represents. So these are the sorts of changes, and these are happening on lots of different scales. So you might want to think about your own life and your own experience and knowledge of social media here, and I'll give you some specifics on that in a minute. But let's just think about these sort of massive transformations that we are seeing that continue to happen in the field of social media. You've got on the biggest scale, you've got global connections, the way that people are connected globally, the flow of information and data around the world on these social media platforms, and the way that social media platforms connect people and connect societies in different ways. This is a massive global transformation that we're seeing in communications, in interactions, and in the way we connect with each other. Then at the same time, second, you've got the transformation in social media is related to politics and to the economy. So social media companies are now some of the biggest commercial organizations in the world, social media companies, and companies that rely upon the value of the data that they hold about us. And alongside that, politics is being transformed, because the way we relate to politicians, the way we understand political debates, the way we participate in politics is all being reshaped by social media. So that's two big sets of transformations: global connections, transformations in politics and the economy. Alongside that, and I think this is really important as well, are the transformations in organizations that social media bring. Now, in Edwina's talk, she mentioned the types of organizations that University of York students have gone on to work for. And there are lots of different organizations that now use or engage with social media in different ways. And what this means is there are lots of opportunities and spaces for employment in the field of social media. And one of the things that we think about in the program is about how organizations are changing more broadly, but also how social media changes organizations and organizational structures and reshapes the way we relate to the organizations that we're a part of. And that can be anything from schools, colleges, universities, through to employers and the commercial companies that we engage with when we're buying things or when we're using their services or whatever else it might be, all being changed by social media's presence. And then if we move down to the fourth bullet point there, social networks are being changed by social media. So who we know is now a product of social media. How we know people, the level of our connections with other people are all a product of social media. So the way that we connect to other people, our networks are now shaped by social media and its presence. So think about your own friendship networks, your own social networks, who you know, and think about the way that those connections between us are mediated by social media. And social media allows those connections to occur in particular ways, okay? You might even think here about how you know about this event today. You know, how was that maybe related to social media? And then finally there, on the lowest scale, we've got the way that social media shape our individual life. And this is really important. And this is something we will get you to reflect upon a lot on the program, is the way that you engage with social media. So we want to think here about how our individual lives are shaped by social media. So think here about how social media shapes how we understand ourselves, how we understand our identities, how we understand the people around us or the people we encounter through social media. One of the things that we've been working on in this area is social media memories, the way that memories are suggested to us by social media and how that then shapes how we understand ourselves and our past. So what I wanted to do here, just really before we get started properly, was to think about these big transformations that we've seen as a result of social media, right from the globalization and global networks through the politics and economy into the organizations we engage with, and then through to the social connections and networks, the way that we engage with other people, and down to the level of our individual lives, the way we experience life, how we see ourselves and how we see other people. These are all really important transformations in social media. So as I was giving this talk today to you, and I thought it would be valuable to try to understand the Indonesian context for social media, partly because I think this makes very clear just how important it might be to have a strong understanding of social media and management in the future for yourselves in your own national context there, but also globally. Now, internationally, there are lots of different trends in social media and developments in social media. And some of these, hopefully, you'll be able to see in the world around yourselves, wherever it is that you are at the moment. So I'm just going to show you a few things that I think illustrate this. Some of these things you might already know, but this first one gives a real sense of the importance and growth of social media within different places. And I would just guide you down there to the third entry on this graph, which shows the Indonesian context in terms of the statistics around social media users. And this graph shows the number of social network users in selected countries 2020, and then a projection for what it will be like in 2025. Now you can see here straight away the scale globally of the amount of people that are using social media. This shows you why it needs to be understood and why it's really important in terms of organizations and employability. Here you can see Indonesia there as the third entry. The light blue shows the current numbers. As of last year, 198 million users, nearly 199 million users of social media in Indonesia, which I think you have a population of around about 290 million, as I understand it. So you can see here the proportion of people engaging with these things. And so Indonesia is the fourth highest user of social media in the world. And the projection is that by 2025, Indonesia will be the third highest user of social media in the world. So you can see there the scale of what we're looking at and the scale of transformation. And being somebody who understands those transformations really would be a significant advantage in any country. So I'm just going to show you two trends that are happening globally that I think also show up in the data about Indonesia. And the first one is to do with the importance of messaging in social media. This is something we get the students to look at a little bit. And closed networks. So this is where people are using messaging social media platforms to connect in closed groups. And this is a really important development that's continuing to grow in social media. Here you can see the prominence of WhatsApp in people's social media usage. And that is a really important development that we need to think about. You can see there, look at also things like the size of WeChat use, the size of Facebook Messenger use. And then you start to see the role of closed networks and closed messaging networks in social media. And we're trying to think about what that means for the way we connect with people, because we often think of social media as being open, people broadcasting and sharing their lives, but we also want to think on the program about the importance of messaging and closed networks. And you can see that in the Indonesian context here through the scale of WhatsApp use in particular. Let's look at another trend. And this is, I think, the most important trend in social media globally, and something that we're trying to get to grips with on the program, help students to think about, which is the growth of visual social media. So social media that's orientated towards images, memes, video content, these sorts of things. So here, if you look at this breakdown of the leading social media platforms in Indonesia as of June 2020, what you can see here is a representation of something that is occurring globally. You've got the transformation in TikTok as being a particularly important development in which people are engaging with largely visual and video content. And you've got Instagram there being shown also as a highly visual form of media, as is YouTube. So you can see here that the developments in your own social media use are likely to tap into some of these broader developments, which was when social media moved away from being more about text and interaction to being more about visual content, images, memes, and video. And we tried to think about those on the program and try to engage with these types of broader cutting edge developments in social media. And we help you to understand them so that you can take that knowledge with you as you move on into the future. So we've got these big challenges. We're trying to understand social media on all these different scales with all these big transformations it brings. And we're trying to understand that in different national contexts, helping students to think about their own experiences of social media and their own developing their own understanding of organizations and management. So these are the sorts of challenges that we look at on the master's program. We're trying to get to grips with social changes brought about by social media. How do you understand that change? Because if you understand that change, then it means in the future, you'll be able to understand future changes as well. So how can we understand these big transformations that social media continue to bring? How can we see and respond to the dynamism of social media? Because there's so much activity on social media. It's constant, it's unfolding all the time. So let's try to understand that dynamic movement of social media, the constant sharing of information, but also, and this is really important for the future of the social media and for this program, we try to understand how your data are extracted in social media and then used to predict things about you or to target content at you. This is a really important part of the dynamism of social media that we'll work with you to understand on the program. So then we have got to try and see social media in the broader context about global transformation, people using social media differently in different places, and people using different social media platforms in different places. A very international program that we run here in the Masters to try to get to grips with that. And then also we want to try to understand social media's part in lots of different bits of our lives and in lots of different parts of the world that we occupy. So how do they fit into organizations? How does social media relate to innovation? How does social media relate to change? How does social media relate to managing people? And you'll be learning about those things on the program and be able to see and make those connections as we try to understand social media today. So they're the big challenges, they're the big transformations. And this relates closely to what we do on the program. And this in front of you now is a breakdown of the modules that we cover on the Social Media and Management MSc at the University of York. These are the modules that you would be studying. Now, these modules do change because, as I've mentioned, we try to respond to the transformations that we're observing. As new research comes along, we develop these modules as well. This is the modules as they currently are. So you've got modules on understanding social media. You've got modules on innovation and technology management. You've got a module on research design, which will help you then to think about how you can construct your program for the future, because you'll be asked to do a project later on. You've got a module on managing people. Oh, sorry, apologies. You've got a module on business information systems. You've got a module on social media, data and society. And you've got a module on continuity and change in organizations. So you can see here that the program is really geared towards combining forms of knowledge. So we will give you a specialism in social media. Alongside that, you will develop knowledge about broader understandings of management and change and organizations. So you've got, on the one side, you've got modules on understanding social media data and society, and working also on innovation and management, on managing people, on business information systems, and on continuity and change. So you can see there's this combination of materials, and you will try to find the connections between those, and we'll work together, and you'll develop this specialism in social media and also a specialism in management and in these aspects of management as well. Finally, the final part of the course is a dissertation research project, which is a 15,000 word dissertation. And you will have supervision, and we will help you to design that project. You will do the project and you'll write it up as a dissertation. Now, that sounds quite scary often to students coming in, but we work very closely with you, and it is an opportunity for you to build up a really strong specialism in an area of social media you're interested in, which will really improve and enhance your employability within the field and within the area that you've chosen to research. So you become an active researcher in the field as well. So just looking beyond the program, you're going to develop skills and knowledge that mean that you'll be able to react to an emerging environment social media landscape. So all of those challenges that we've laid out, we will give you the tools to be able to respond to those, not just in the program, but in the future. So you're going to leave with cutting edge knowledge of social media and of management, and you'll have then the skills to apply that knowledge to the management of people, communication, and organizations. So what you're going to be leaving with is a set of knowledge that you're going to be able to use into the future and beyond the course. There'll be skills, knowledge, and materials that will be of use to you, whatever it is that you go on and choose to do. That's the important thing here. Because social media is a changing thing, what we will do is help you to get to grips with how to understand that change and those transformations. And that's going to set you up then as you move beyond the program. And the program is going to develop your knowledge of social media and of issues in management, but it will also give you lots of other skills that you'll be able to use whatever you choose to do. There's skills in business management, in analysis, in communication skills, and they're all things that are going to be used to you beyond the program. And at the same time, then it will also give you a set of knowledge and skills that will create career opportunities for you into the future. And these will be to do with social media directly and to do with social media use in organizations, social media research in organizations, marketing, consultancy, branding, as you can see there on the screen, are some of the types of career opportunities that people have gone on to do or will go on to do from this program and into the future. Finally, if you just to highlight the type of work I've done as a kind of illustrative example, I've been working, as I mentioned, on social media at the University of York for about 13 years now. And that is the knowledge I bring to the program and to the social media program at the University of York. In particular, I've developed an understanding of the way that social media play a part in our everyday lives, but also the connection with mobile devices. I've also been researching for around 10 years the role of data in social media. So the way that the data extracted about us circulates back into social media and shapes our experiences and our everyday connections in different ways. So I've done studies of those. And most recently, I've been looking at social media and memory. And another project I did, The Quirks of Digital Culture, which was about the kind of strange experiences that we have in a social media environment and how we can get to grips with and understand those by trying to work with them and look at them in more detail. So these are examples of the books I've produced looking at those things over the last 10 or 13 years while I've been working at York. And that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks, Edwina. I will hand back over and look forward to the question and answer session at the conclusion of the event.
Thank you, Prof. Dave. It's a really, really insightful information about the social media and management, because normally people will only think about digital marketing, like a production side of things, instead of having a, like a bird's eye view on planning on the strategies. Yeah. So I think strategy is even more important than the operational side. Anyways, that's just my opinion. I would actually pass this time over to Amanda, our student ambassador, and she is going to share a little bit about her living and studying at the University of York. Amanda?
Hi everyone, I'm going to share my screen now.
I think please check on your mic, and whoever who have not off the mic, please off your mic. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Amanda, second year of business management student from Indonesia, and I'm going to give you a quick overview about study and living at the University of York. Why choose the University of York? For me personally, because University of York is a prestigious university, and for my major business management, it's 14 in UK, and also it's a Russell group, so you don't have to worry about the quality of the lectures that will teach you. Also, you will experience a real British life because it's a small town and also it's in a countryside. But you don't have to feel worried about the environment here. It's really good for our students. About academic support, we have study skills workshop. If you are worrying about you never make an essay before, or you still worry about your progress on making an essay, you can come to the study skills workshop. It will run throughout the academic year at the University of York, and it's really helpful. And how I get supported, I have an academic supervisor. So academic supervisor is one of the people in the university that I can turn to ask for advice or help with my academic development or personal matters. Also, we have a student skills hub. It helps students improve their key academic skills in writing, math, language, and other academic skills. Also about the York Management School. So they support the students with their lecture hall, and also we have a small seminar room. So it's really give our experience to talking with other students and talking to the module leader, and it's really helpful to improving the way of your think. Community and colleges. We have several community and colleges here. First, we have language for all. So if you want to learn or practice a language other than English, such as Mandarin, Japanese, Spanish, and you can have two options. First, you have short course. It only run for 8 weeks, and also you have a long one. So it's a year long. It's 1 hour of online live teaching per week. Also, we have summer schools. So it's for students from year 12 from the UK to tailor their CV, or they want to know about the activities at the university through a range of interactive events. Also, we have chemistry at York. It's from Department of Chemistry. They have this program which over a range of talk and hands-on activities suitable for students of all ages. Besides, they also offer science continuum professional development to the teacher, as well as a wide range of teaching research and sport and recreation center. It includes indoor and outdoor facilities for use by the university students or the locals. So it's located in the Campus West and Campus East. We have also USU Sport Club. It's open for students, and the students union have around over 50 sports clubs and college events. Throughout the year, college provide lots of way to try something different with the students. They have regular events such as quiz, trips, volunteering activities, and film and TV nights. Also, you can get involved in the college student committee and make an event. So every college, they also have a sports team, and they will compete against the other college. And the last is volunteering. So USU and career team at the university can help you to get involved in the volunteering. And currently, USU have around 20 volunteering available on campus. So it's about university journey. From my perspective, before applying to the University of York, I am taking foundation year. So quick information, I came from National High School. I'm not international one in Jakarta. So it's compulsory for me to have a foundation year. It's only a year before you applying to your university. And university application, after graduating from the foundation, because my previous foundation have a partnership with University of York, so I got directly applications to the university. But if you are not from the partnership foundation, you can apply it from UCAS, and you have to write your personal statement. And also you have to hand them the IELTS. The last is University of York. After accepted into the University of York, I have to prepare passport, BRP, also my official transcript from foundations to do an official re-register, and this happens during the first month you arrive at the university. And academic service. We have the Academic Support Office. So it's a central service responsible for academic quality assurance, and enhancements. Also, we have career and placement. So at the University of York, we have a year industry. So it's an additional, if you want to have a year work experience, you can have your industry. So career and placement is the place to lead responsibility for students' employability to understand their career planning. And we have student life and well-being. It enhances all aspects of student life and experience in the university, such as support and safety, research and advice. And last, we have student service. It's support student journey from their enrollment day until the graduation. Also, they provide advice, guidance, and administrative service. If you're wondering about Indonesian Society in York, you don't have to worry because we have Indonesian Society here. So the difference between PPI York and Indonesian Society is Indonesian Society was made for people, for students at the university, excluding the Indonesian one, to join our society. You can see from the picture here, we have several activities that involve our Indonesian students and also the international students who has joined the Indonesian Society. For example, at the top right, that was, I think, 2019, if I'm not mistaken. We have Indonesian night, so we watch Laskar Pelangi together, and also the second picture at the right, that was our events collaboration between Indonesian Society with Malaysian Society and Singapore Society. And you don't have to worry about you don't meet Indonesian here because we really active for making an event because we have pandemic now, so we regularly making an online event with the fellow Indonesian Society. And if you want to know more about Indonesian Society, you can follow our Instagram at PPIR. And that's all I can share about studying and living at the University of York. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. So I'm going to have, the remaining time for Q&A. If you have any questions for Professor David or myself, in terms of entry requirements, or you could also chat with Amanda. And we also have Al Fath with us right now. He's actually an LPDP student currently studying at York. So you could actually ask him about, any questions. So I will appreciate if you could actually post the questions through our chat box over, then we will be able to pick up the chat and the questions, and then we could read it out and we could have the answer for it. Yeah. Any questions for social media management for Professor?
Okay, let me hang on. My internet is not stable. Okay. Let me call Sandra. Mau bertanya apa kira-kira?
Sandra Putri, right?
Yes.
Okay, I think her questions is that whether your academic services, careers and placement after we graduate, could we actually get a consultation to look for a job in the UK? Now, our career placements, it's actually all year round. So you could actually, it's not like after you graduate, you could consult, but during the time when you're studying, you could actually consult already. So better to have the preparation. But after you have actually graduated, I would say that, you could actually write to the career placement officer to maybe request any of the information that you need in terms of looking for the opportunities in the UK for Sandra. Okay.
Just one more thing to Sandra on that. You have a personal supervisor, Sandra, on your program, an academic supervisor, and they're there as well to talk to you about your future career directions and choices as you're working on your program. You would have 2 scheduled appointments with your academic supervisor a term, one at the beginning and one at the end of every term, and you can see them you can arrange appointments in between them to talk about your plans. And alongside that, we have a virtual learning environment for careers advice and career guidance as well that you can complete while you're with us, and that helps you to then work out what it is you might want to ask the career service about.
Thank you, Prof.
Edwina,
Yes.
again for Sandra, she was asking about Duolingo. So yes, we can confirm that Duolingo is accepted, yeah?
Yes, is accepted. And the entry requirement for social media and management, let me see. We could actually, I'll post the link over on the for you, Sandra, and then you could have a look on the social media and management entry requirement that's equivalent to 6.5 IELTS and individual band not less than 6.0. Hold on, yeah?
Okay. We also have questions about how is the teaching and learning activities during pandemic. Can we invite the student, Mas Alfat, to answer this probably from his point of view?
Yeah, and then if you want to, I'd probably give an answer about how we've been handling it on this program.
Yes, please.
Shall I go first? Is that yeah? It's So it's difficult. It has been difficult circumstances, but what we did, we arranged, we planned ahead during the summer period. So we've been delivering the program as blended learning for a period, which is where we do a mix of online and face-to-face learning students, and then we've had a period of online only teaching as well before we're hoping to go back to face-to-face at the in the next term. And what the students received then was a series of short lectures, lecture video. They had live online seminars where we weren't able to do the face-to-face, and we made additional teaching and learning measures. We put them in place, which included live discussion board work. So students would do tasks and we responded to those, and additional question and answer sessions every 2 weeks so that students could ask any questions about the module as it was going along, and they were done online. So what we did was we put extra teaching and learning in place on a number of the modules in order to make sure the students got everything they needed to get through those modules. That's how we did it. Our ambition is always to do as much face-to-face teaching as possible on the program, and we then work around any regulations that are in place.
Right, thank you very much. Let me invite Mas Alfat. Mas Alfat ada? Perhaps Amanda, would you like to share a bit how is your learning process during this pandemic now?
Sure. So it seems we have blend learning. We have offline and online. But for now, the university say for the whole academic year, for this term, we have online only. Because I am management student, I don't have record labs or etc. So I should still do online learning.
Okay, but do you still can go out?
Yeah, we still can go out for exercise, and also we can still go to the supermarket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Having coffee outside, can you do that?
For the takeaway only.
Take away only. Okay, not dine in, yeah? Okay. Right. Let me go to the next question.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think somebody
sorry.
asked about other. Yeah, sorry. I think somebody asked about other programs at the University of York. So I think just to look at the university website, the search function on the university homepage, they're looking at different programs. So you can search for key terms and areas you're interested in.
Yeah, I have actually posted a link for the generic search. So you just need to key in, like, say, for example, business. You can just key in on the search box business, and all the business related programs will appear. And if you were to search for law, for example, then all the law programs will appear. For while we do not offer environmental law, sorry about that, but we have other law program like corporate law, arts law program, humanities law as well. So yeah, so that's to answer your question for the master program. If how to get a scholarship for the postgraduate program, generally we have once you lodge an application with us, you will have to get a conditional offer or an uncon offer in order to lodge an application to apply for the scholarship. And we have a page for scholarship page where the online application form is available on the web page itself, where you can click on, answer a few questions, and click the submit button.
Right. Can we invite Mas Alfat? Alfat?
Yeah, I'm
Mas?
sorry because there is someone come to send the package. Yeah.
Oh, oke. Okay. Mas Alfat, Ayu sekarang di Indonesia atau di York?
Saya di York sekarang, Pak.
Di York. Lagi musim dingin, musim panas, musim hujan, musim banjir.
Musim dingin ini, cuaca lagi kurang bagus.
Boleh cerita sedikit Mas selama ini belajarnya selama pandemik gimana?
Right, ya, buat kawan-kawan sekalian, jadi saat ini kita belajar secara blended ya. Jadi mayoritas pembelajaran memang mengikuti aturan dari pemerintah UK untuk dilakukan secara daring, tapi ke depan mulai tanggal 8 Maret kita akan coba untuk ini ya, mulai transisi dari dari lockdown ke upaya restriksi yang minimum gitu. Nah, buat teman-teman sekalian ini karena belum banyak dieksplor ya mengenai LPDP, nanti bisa kontak-kontak saya atau lewat e-bag juga bisa buat tanya-tanya tentang kampus. Tapi yang jelas untuk LPDP kawan-kawan hanya bisa masuk ke prodi Social Policy and Social Work. Itu aja untuk informasi terkait dengan LPDP.
Mas Alfat, nanti IG-nya saya share di ini ya, di IG-nya iBack ya, Mas.
Silakan Pak.
Ya, terima kasih. Mas Alfat, boleh tanya, Edwina, do you mind if we extend a bit?
Yes, please. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I can extend. But what about Prof. David? Can?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, I'd happily answer the questions.
Yeah.
Prof. David, I'm so sorry I have to mix the language, so I use Indonesian and English.
That's okay. Is there anything I can help Alfath with? Was that?
I have
Right.
Stephen, there's a question about information management, social media, and program study. Information management, social media. We have, sorry, maybe you want to rephrase your question, Stephen?
I think they might mean they want information about the social media management program, maybe.
Okay.
There is a web page on the University of York. I haven't got it in a second, but we can provide that for. Have you got that hand?
Yes, I have
social media management
web page link, so I will post it on the chat box.
I see. There's a question about the dissertation on the social media management, which I can answer.
Okay.
From Sandra there in the chat. The dissertation project on social media and management, Sandra, is an opportunity for you to develop your knowledge of an area that you're particularly interested in. Also, it might be that there's an area you want to work in, and it might be that you want to develop your knowledge in that area. You would do a 50,000 word project over around about a 9-month period. It'd be about 8 to 9 months you've got to work on during the program. And you will have one-to-one supervision. So you would have a dissertation supervisor who you would be able to have 10 to 12 meetings with during that period, and they will help you to design the project and to deliver it. And there's also an opportunity during that period in which you can submit some draft work feedback as well, just to help you to develop your thinking. So I don't know if there's anything specific you want to know, Sandra, about the dissertation. I can answer. Feel free if you've got a follow-up question to put it into the chat.
There's a question.
In general.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Go ahead, Edwin. Knew about dissertation. Probably, David, would you mind answering? In general, most students, when they are on the final stage of their study, they will do dissertations, right, instead of thesis. Okay,
Yeah.
so you elaborate a bit about it?
Yeah. So the dissertation is effectively a small research project. So the student would develop their aims for the project with their supervisor, and they would also develop research design. So the research design varies significantly. So some people will use social media content, some people might do interviews or might do a survey. They might look at media coverage of an issue in social media. There's lots of different types of projects. We supervise a very wide range of different types of projects, and it gives students a chance to do their own research, to get their own findings, and to write that up in the project. It's very important for transferable skills because it develops knowledge, and it also allows you to develop research communication skills in the area that you're interested in.
Right. Thank you so much. Yes, Edwina, you
there's a
something?
questions about reference letter. How important it is if the recommendation letter from outside of the campus. I think, like if you are working very long already, like you left the universities for the longest time, then I think for the reference, you could actually provide the employer's reference instead of the university's reference. What we will do is that we would actually communicate with your referees. You just need to provide the reference email address, and our admissions department would actually contact the referees directly if we need to have the reference letter provided for your application.
Yeah.
This is for us three.
I mean, I would say that we do consider all the applications we get in terms of all the details they provide. So we look at the personal statement, we look at your work experience, as well as the references and your academic background. So we really do look at a wide range of things when we're making decisions about master's programs and entry.
For Putri. Oh, okay. Pak Hendra has already answered that for the regarding of the application for the degree program.
Yes, she was also asking about the scoring system.
Scoring system.
Mhm.
Maybe you
Is
want
that
to answer that?
yeah?
Is that a scoring system for applications? Score them?
Scoring system to be graduated from the university. The average score to graduate.
Yeah, so this, I mean, I assume they mean once they're on the course, then we've got, yeah. So yeah, there's a set of marking criteria that we use for your assessments, and we will give you that when your programs start. So what we will do then, once you've got those criteria, you'll be able to see how we grade the work. And that 50% is a pass level, anything above 60 is merit, everything above 70 is a distinction. So there's that grade boundary that you're working with. And what we do in the handbook, get the marking criteria, and then you can talk to your supervisor about how to achieve those marking criteria. When you submit work, you will get feedback based on those marking criteria. So then you know how to improve in your future work. And we'll also, there are academic skills support modules that you can do while you're here, and they also help you to understand the marking criteria and how you can achieve the things you need to achieve. So that's, you would get all that at the start, and you'll be able to then work towards those criteria to get the pass, the merit, and the distinction level outcomes.
So for the pass is 50 and above, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there is some complicated around. If you get a mark below 50, there might be a resubmission needed. There might not be. It depends on the overall mark. So there's some complicated rules around that sort of thing. But yeah, you would aim to get 50 or above for all of the assessments. Yes.
Yeah. I think for Yun, how many years does it take to complete PhD in the UK? I would say 3 to 4 years for full-time studies.
Yeah. So we would aim, if you were doing a PhD with us, we would aim to get the PhD completed in 3 years if possible. But certainly with submission within 4 years would be the overall aim. Yes, Edwina, I'd agree. If anybody's interested in PhD, by the way, in the areas of social media, feel free to contact us, to contact me or my department. We can advise on that.
David, would you
In
mind
fact,
sharing your email?
Sorry, go ahead, sorry.
Would you mind sharing your email on the chat box?
Yeah. Hang on a second. I've actually got a PhD being examined now at the moment.
Oh.
One of my supervisees is just being examined right now. So that's my email address. I think you can see that.
Thank you very much.
If you need to contact me.
Okay, for Fitri, I have actually posted a link at the bottom for the education program. So you could actually check on the web pages, because we have all the detailed information about education, then TESOL, for example, psychology in education, for example. So all these programs is already available. So you just need to type like education. You can go through each one to search for the information. For yoga, we don't have digital archives and records management. We don't have that. I think anything that's related, David, anything that's related to digital archives and records management, would you think that it is more towards the IT part, or it may be included in the social media management?
Yeah, it would depend on what they meant. But feel free to add any clarification about what you might be interested in. It can fall in different sorts of departments depending on what you're interested in. So it might be more towards digital humanities, archaeology, or even library studies, depending on what sort of thing it is they're interested in. We do look at the way social media is an archive of our everyday lives and these types of things on the social media management module. So it might just depend on what they mean by that term.
So maybe Hanum Yoga, you might want to just check on our social media management cost page and see whether is there anything that you like from there, and then anything that is really like more related to what you're asking, then you could actually construct the question again and post it to us. We have our email address already at the mailbox. Otherwise, then you could actually contact IBAC and they will be able to communicate with us as well. Another question is whether part-time is available in the UK when you're working, when you're studying. Well, I would say that in order for you to have a peace of mind, to have a and fully enjoy yourself while you're studying overseas, it is better for you to prepare the sufficient budget that covers for your accommodation and your living expenses and also your transportation. And the remaining ones, that yes, we do that. There are also part-times available. I think in your student visa, you will be able to work up to 20 hours maximum in a week. And some of the like the part-time works is basically in the restaurants. But the thing is that right now in the pandemic, a lot of restaurants is actually closed. So the part-time is actually lesser compared to what it was before. But yes, there are part-time available when you're studying in the UK to maybe just have an additional pocket money, not so much of earning the living cost while you're actually studying, because it will be really, really stressful for you. Tell me about cost and credit for education major. Maulida, maybe I would like to take this your inquiry to the next platform about other programs like linguistic for English language teaching. So I will give you my email address. We could actually have a separate session, to help you understand about the program. Anything else for Professor David? For social media and management? Okay, I would like to share with you. But do you have any other questions from your side?
Actually, I would like to invite Alfath to share a bit about living in York.
Okay.
Mas
Ya.
Alfath, boleh Mas cerita-cerita Mas, makannya tiap hari apa, burger terus, apa tiap hari bisa makan nasi.
Actually, it's like a easy way to find halal food, and also the grocery is also near my place. There are Morrison, Lidl, Asda, and so on. So no worry about the foods. And if you really miss Indonesian food, you can also find at the Red Chili or Asian food, yeah. And then we also sometimes use some Indonesian fruit from London. We buy it, and I think it's easy to find the food in the UK.
Okay. To find nasi goreng also easy ya, Mas?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, kalau boleh tanya nih, Mas Alfat di York sejak tahun berapa?
Aku sebenarnya baru, Mas. Jadi I had to do online class session since the September last year until the December last year, and I just come here for 2 months, about 2 months, yeah.
Oke, sayang sekali. Saya pikir kalau sudah lebih lama sudah ngerasain puasa di Inggris. Puasa tahun ini puasa ini jatuhnya di bulan April ya kalau nggak salah
April.
ya.
Ya,
Nah,
ya.
itu musim apa tuh?
Musim panas, summer ya. We
Belum
need
masuk
a lot
summer,
of time.
belum sampai masuk summer, tapi the fasting period will be a bit longer than not a bit actually, it's
Di
a lot
Indonesia.
longer during summer. Betul ya, Mas?
Ya, betul Pak Hendra. Jadi pengalaman juga nanti.
Ya. Nanti kalau sudah ada ceritanya boleh ceritain ya, Mas.
Ada
Tuh, Mas, ada yang
Ya,
tanya,
siap.
ada Indomie nggak di sana?
ada Indomie ya, Alfa?
Ada. There
Ada.
are a lot of Indomie in Morrison. Untuk 3 Indomie harganya 1 pounds. Satunya 0,45. So
Berarti
it's
berapa tuh? 18.000
really
bagi 3.
Yeah, it's really expensive rather than in Indonesia. But if you want to chase Indomie, you can go to Morrison or Zam-Zam.
Satu paknya jadi 600 ya, makan mie-nya berarti satu-satu tuh selembar mie disedot pelan-pelan.
Durian belum nemu.
Durian, no ada tuh durian.
Saya belum nemu durian di sini. Tempe ada di Red Chili, tapi harganya mahal. Kalau di Indonesia gorengan kan 2.000 dapat 3 ya. Di sini 60.000 cuman bisa jadi 6 kayaknya.
Tempe, soyabin.
Ya.
Consider exported, like imported products in the UK, So it should be expensive. It's just like, if you import something from the UK in Indonesia, it's going to be expensive as well.
Okay. The last questions, I think, Mbak Fitri. Mas Alfa, terima kasih ya sudah share.
Siapa? Mohon maaf ini internet di sini karena wifi-nya agak bermasalah, jadi ini jadi lambat, Bang.
Enggak, kayaknya semua deh. Di saya juga agak lambat nih.
Iya. Katanya sih karena cuaca ini.
Ini iya, Jakarta almost flooded again.
Jadi suaranya mantul gitu.
Betul. Okay, Edwina, I think the questions is married possible to go and study master degree in UK? Of course, if you're married, you can also bring your husband, or if you want to study master degree, it is possible.
Yeah.
Seperti Mas Alfat, di sana juga tinggal bersama keluarga kalau nggak salah ya.
Tidak, Pak. Nggak diizinin sama LPDP untuk bawa keluarga sama pandemi.
Waduh, sendirian.
Sendiri.
Oke, jadi sendiri aja. Oke, kalau yang sudah menikah mau bawa keluarga, prinsipnya boleh, tidak masalah. Cuman ditanggung pribadi.
Okay. I just want to share a link of our form. It's basically, this form is to help us to keep in touch with you, to invite you for our future virtual events, and if we have like virtual open days and any of the master classes, free workshops and free online classes, please fill up this form, the link that I've actually provided. And I think Pak Hendra has also shared a form that is for to issue e-certificate, if you want to have the e-certificate for the attendance. So these are basically 2 links with a separate function, and objectives as well. So please take note of that. And before, I think we'll come to a close for this session. Pat, what do you think?
Yeah, all good. I think we have enough. Let me share your details again.
Yeah.
So that everybody can contact you or contact us for more information. Yeah?
Okay, and now I just want to share the last bit of my presentation. We have 2 more slides to go and a video to wrap up the presentation. Okay, I'm going to share the screen while you post things on the chat box. Okay, so I would encourage you guys to connect with us if you want to find out more about the university. We could have like FB. You could connect us through Instagram or YouTube or LinkedIn, and that's my email address. I will want to show you a video about the city of York, so that you can have imagine how it is like to stay at York. Yeah?
You don't need a map to see York. You need the local knowledge. We've got Britain's largest Gothic cathedral, with stained glass windows the size of a tennis court. And when you're ready for strawberries and cream, have afternoon tea at the National Railway Museum.
Hold on! Don't listen to him. I'll show you York. This is the only city where Vikings still roam the streets.
And the only city with a show on every corner. Stretch your legs on the longest medieval walls in England. But remember, York's not just about the outdoors. It's the only place with a pub for every day of the year.
But be careful when you're walking home. York's history really comes alive at night. Don't let her scare you off. Come and see the amazing shops down the Shambles. It's the only place to buy your new one for school.
Feeling hungry yet? Have you seen the talent in this city? Just a start for me. I need to stay alive at Britain's best racecourse.
You're looking for some peace and quiet. The gardens at Castle Howard are the ideal getaway.
Okay, I thank you for everyone for attending for this presentation. I hope this virtual event is helpful for you to have an overview about what social media management is all about, and how it will be helpful to you when you're planning for your postgraduate studies, or your master or PhD, or any other courses as well that we could actually take outside of these presentations. And thank you once again for Professor David, who is so kind to really spend your precious time with us, and Amanda, as well as Alpha, and Pak Hendra, who's organizing this, and also launch a very successful influencer campaign for University of York. I have the email address, and you could contact IBAX, and I think we will be able. We will see each other again in the future.
Very soon, hopefully after vaccine, we will be seeing each other very soon.
Yeah. I miss traveling to Indonesia. I haven't been traveling for about 1.5 years, so I need to come back for the sambal, the chili tumbuk.
David, thank you so much for sharing today.
A pleasure. Thank you very much for the invite, and thank you to everyone for coming.
All right. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.